So what's poppin'?
Nothing much, man. I recently my boyfriend got me into some animes and now I can't stop.
Which ones are you watching?
Naruto
Oh
and
yeah.
One Punch.
I haven't seen One Punch Man yet, but
Dude, you got it. That
that's
show's so funny.
it is on my list, so I will definitely
Oh,
watch
it's
that.
so funny.
It's gonna be one of the ones that I watch, hopefully before this year ends. Um,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
please do. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. And the second season is supposed to be coming soon.
Oh really? I
Yeah.
did not know about that. Okay. Oh shit. That's dope.
Yup.
Um,
And Kim is having me rewatch all of Naruto from the very beginning. All the way up until the end. So
that's your
we
whole
have
life
like
right there.
I know that is like several hundred episodes to get through.
Are you watching fillers too, or do you have no
What do you mean?
idea? Oh, okay, you have no idea.
No.
So fillers are fillers. They're not important. They're not necessary to understand anything that's going on. It's kind of just like an episode to fill in space.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a ton of those, like a ton. And I was told that it just has to do with like so the manga and the anime. So if the anime gets too ahead and there's no material, they just make stuff up to fill in time until the manga catches up.
got
So that's why there's so many fillers. It's such a long
gotcha.
series. Um, so I'm assuming you're probably gonna watch the fillers.
Yep.
I'm just finishing up this real quick. Live talks. Yeah, there you go. Um, well, that's what's up. I've actually, I think it was yesterday, I binged Attack on Titan. Have you seen that?
He wants me to watch it so bad. All I know is the theme song.
Oh, dude, that show is so good. Like, I held off on watching it so long. Like, I think I watched the first season this year or last year, and I just watched it in 2 days. And I just watched season two in one day, and I'm almost done season three. Oh my god. I don't watch much stuff. I don't keep up with many series, but that's definitely a show that like really, really gets me because it's so well done. Um, so I highly recommend watching it. I feel like you'd be totally into it. Um, it's still tripping me out, and I'm just like I'll be like that. Like, why is this happening? Yeah, and I don't really get like that over much.
I've also added our entire friend group as a whole decided that we were gonna watch one that's only on Netflix called Castlevania.
Oh shit! I know that that's a classic. That's what I know.
Yeah, we all decided that we were gonna watch that together, so now we have watch parties of Castlevania, which is fun.
That is fun. What the heck? That's cool. So you guys
We'll
visit.
get through like 5 episodes in a night.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's like well over 2 hours, I think. A little over 2 hours, depending.
A minimum of five, but
Um. Okay, we're good. Dope.
my hair.
Um. So I'm trying to. Let's see. Oh, are you still there? Okay, you're still there. Um.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry, someone else tried calling me.
okay. It's fine. Um. I'm always trying to slowly improve the stream with different things. This I can't really do anything about the upload speeds, but so I obviously like officially extended the time to 12 a.m. because it happens anyway. So I just wanted to do that. Um, and I'm trying to be more on time. And so, like, I do want to start pushing, like, even though it's like an hour slot, it'd be like 50 minutes because of that back and forth that I just did with you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Would be like, okay, so we end at the 50 mark, and then I have 10 minutes to prep for the next person. Because there's always just, well, today's been the worst in terms of like technical difficulties. I don't know why. But aside from that, um, I might, I'm like starting to think about either doing other different types of streams, maybe, or just having like segments, maybe. But I also don't like the idea of segments for this, just because it's literally just talking, and I just like talking and not having like, all right, now we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
But I have thought about it, not for this, probably just something different. Um, hmm. Yeah, that's just a thought. Um, I think maybe a very specific thought that I was gonna go in towards with you, just because you've made it pretty clear on like the things that you want to do. Um, so you want to perform, and you want to kind of hold it down with the homies, which is so cool. 'Cause I really respect that, and I'm so glad that you know that. Um, so what was I gonna get into? So with, I don't know if I asked you this last time. When it comes to doing stuff for yourself, in terms of like a creator slash like career. So if we're gonna stay in the career lane, um, do you, so as much you want to like create for yourself, right, and be able to kind of just do things for you, obviously, and then it'd be nice if you were getting paid for that, like teaching, performing on your own terms, getting hired to be Carmen, right? And then there's
Yeah.
the other side where it's like, commercials, videos with other people, music artists, touring with other artists. Like there's that side of it. I'm sure too.
Yeah.
Does one, I guess, speak to you more than the other?
Well, I guess no, because I've always
Oh.
thought of myself, I've never thought of myself as, so when you say like, I guess the do things for myself, but be nice to be paid for it part of it
Mm.
does, because in my head, it's not just me. My success comes with being alongside my team.
Mm.
So I would be Carmen Cheney, and then simultaneously I would be a member of the Dreamers.
Mm.
Like, I never imagined a come up of my own. I'm
Mm.
always like, they are my family, they are my go to, they are my standby.
Mm.
And so if we're gonna grow together, we're gonna stay together. At least in my head, that's how that goes.
Mm.
So
Mm. That's good. Uh, Jessie said, "Hey, Carmen." I know you can't see the chats or anything, but she said, "Hey."
hey.
Um, oh, Ashley, I don't know if you're still here, but you should tell me more about Suja. I thought you were referring to alcohol, but anyway. Okay, so are you interested in taking social media very seriously? So whether that's like, I like, so for example, Jeff's standpoint is it's important, but I don't like having to do this stuff, but I'll do it and I'll get better at it over time because it's what you need in this world to kind of succeed with, what we're doing. Are you, I guess, on that side, or on the like, yeah, I'm really trying to get this down? Um, or a third option?
I guess a third option, because I don't know. I I was born into this generation. I'm a part of the first ever generation to have never not had modern technology,
Mm-hmm.
like iPhones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of born into having these things and that being normal and like functioning on social media and stuff. Like I remember being in the third grade
Mm-hmm.
and being so mad because I didn't have an iPad with a camera, so I couldn't get Instagram like all of my friends.
Yeah. Holy
All
crap.
of my friends already had Instagram in the third grade. I was like, and I was like, I don't even get to be a part of the fun. And it was like, I don't know. It's always just been like something that I have in my back pocket. And it's just something that is like a part of growing up for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not like, I don't want to like be a part of it because it's so normal for me at this point to be like posting and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and like maintaining that to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, I think that technology in itself needs to be taken with moderation because too
Mm-hmm.
much of it you can lose sight of the world around you
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of the things around you.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not mad at the fact that you have to like manage your media to really kind of go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do think that it needs to be done in moderation and
I heard moderation and because you kind of lagged out.
oh, and caution
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't become too life consuming
Mm.
because that's I've seen that happen before and it's not cute.
Yeah. No, that I totally understand. Okay. Okay. Um, which I totally agree with. Um, it definitely feels good. Like when I was kind of just home, just chilling, by myself, mostly just binging because I just don't do that. And I know a lot of people do. Uh, but I'm really devoted when I watch something, so I don't really like mess around with my phone too much or anything. I'm just really, especially if it's a good show, I'm committed to just watching, and just that feeling in itself where I'm not trying to connect with a person through tech or look at my phone for any reason just felt really good. Um, and I get reminded of that when I do it. I don't forget that. It's just practicing it. It's like, oh yeah, you know. And I don't really spend time on it the same way a lot of people do. For me, it's like an information hub and a almost like a public diary because I do write like that, and that's something I've done for a long time. So when I get inspired, that's kind of where it goes. The energy goes through the screen, and that's then once I'm done, I'm kind of just like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I part of me uses it in that way because I feel like I have, or at least for my area, like the people I'm surrounded by in New Hampshire, for the kids that I'm surrounded by, none of them, they all look at their Instagram and stuff and they're like, they all look at it like trying to be super interesting when, in all honesty, we're really not as interesting as they try and make themselves look.
Yeah.
Like, they all try and have professional Instagrams and all this stuff. And it's like, because that's what we've been brought up to, like, look at stuff
Mm-hmm.
as.
Mm-hmm.
Like we follow all these professional Instagrammers, professional models, all this stuff, and we think that for us to be like cool, we have to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kids around me do that all the time. Meanwhile, for me, I go on Instagram to either find something to make me laugh, posted something, or because I'm posting something, and that's it. Like, I go in there with a purpose and then I get out because too much of it stresses me out.
Yeah.
And like I use my phone to work on one of my books. I will like use it to text my parents or someone that I need to contact. But other people will literally, I've watched this happen and I understand it. I guess I can, but like at the same time, it's wild to me
Mm-hmm.
that some people will literally never phone screen itself leave it the like direction of their face. Like they will constantly hold it up so that if they wanted to, all they have to do is look down and they have their phone screen already available. And they hold it like that all the time. I'm like, do you really need to check your phone so frequently that you can't even put it in your pocket?
That's scary.
I've seen it happen with some of the like freshmen and sophomores at my high school, and I'm like, God, who's texting you that you need to have this out at all times? Like, really?
That's so the future, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't see that really declining at all. So I feel like the ones who aren't like that are the ones who are gonna really make a difference culturally. Um, and I listen to Gary Vee a lot, and he's just someone that he'll literally say. He said at a keynote speech, he was like, "I don't care if you never look at another person's face again." And he's coming from a place of like the reality of things, like the acceptance of like this is it, this is what's happening, and people are gonna pretend like it's not. And so in his mind, it's like preparing for the future. So instead of putting the screen away, it's like, well, how do we navigate with this in our life? You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, his stuff is like business centric, so that's what he's using it for. And then my thought process is, it's a combination. It's being always leading by example. You know, but then always to. There's two factors. Leading by example is the most powerful one, and the other is knowing how to communicate to someone at their level. And to me, that's like you combine empathy with powerful communication skills. So those three things are enough to really help somebody. Not saying someone who looks at their phone all the time needs help, but if you want to look at it that way, where it's like, oh, what I've seen is the transformation from always being on phone to feeling like they don't need to be on it as often. And the people who don't need to be on it as often are the ones who finally are becoming more secure in themselves and are doing things off the screen that they genuinely enjoy, and they're around good company. So when they have those things, they start to really see the phone for what it is. Sometimes we get caught and we're kind of just scrolling forever, or we go down the YouTube rabbit hole. Like that stuff happens. But when we're being engaged by all those other positive things that are healthy for us, and we are genuinely choosing that over a screen, I think that's when the transformation is like, I've seen that happen with people. It's like, oh yeah, like I spend less time on it now because I know what I want for myself, you know? Um, and so my thought process behind all that, which is, again, we're just kind of random conversation, um, is, people are going to spend their time here. Then I want to be able to create and hopefully be seen by people who need it, you know? Right now, I'm just being like I'm kind of playing in a very specific lane. But I hope to change that strategically in the future. Um, and that's just me being technical, like from a career standpoint and stuff, and just really trying to help people go from like always feeling like they have to do that to actually being like, wow, after, consuming X amount of content from all these different people, I don't feel a need to always be staring at my screen anymore. And people can do that for you. And I'm like a huge testament to being mentored through digital people. Like, 'cause I didn't have people growing up. So I learned from people who lived in different parts of the world, mostly in California, but in different parts of the world who helped develop my, like, they literally helped me develop my personality because I was choosing to expose myself to certain types of people, you know? I
I
also,
find it fascinating how much technology and just like especially access to YouTube
mm-hmm,
has altered the lives of like this like weird middle ground generation because I genuinely believe that I can say that YouTubers like Jenna Marbles, Shane Dawson, and Tyler Oakley
mm-hmm.
had a huge part in making me the person I am.
Which is so legit. And I know who those guys are, so.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, that's really cool. How long did you watch them for, if you had to guess?
I still watch them to this day. I
Okay.
started watching YouTube when I was in the second grade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have watched more specifically Jenna Marbles to this day. I
Mm-hmm.
follow her uploads very closely.
Mm-hmm.
There was a period where Tyler started going on Ellen, and he kind of lost me there because his entire channel just became him on Ellen.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, not the content that I was looking for, but all right.
Yeah.
Like good for him, love him, good for him,
Mm-hmm.
live your best life. But also, I would love to not watch you be on Ellen all the time. Like, if I could get back to those, like, living room, at home, like, videos and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where they feel, like,
I
less
know.
production y,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that's the best.
Those are so chill. The bedroom, that was just kind of where it was at. All the bedroom stuff was so comforting and so real, down
Yeah.
to earth. I loved listening to people talk there or do Q&As or play
Yeah.
music. Like, those are the best.
Oh, Troy Sivan. I can't believe I nearly left out Troy Sivan.
I didn't follow
This
him at all growing up because I think I've maybe heard of him once. I don't even know his face.
I genuinely want to have his signature or initials tattooed somewhere on my body. That is
Wow.
a genuine decision that I have made.
Imagine.
Literally one of the most important people to me.
I hope he gets to know that one day, unless he already does.
I have no idea if he does. He is a international pop star now, so I have no goddamn idea. But
Yeah, it is
he,
weird.
he
Go ahead, keep going.
YouTube let me like grow up at the same time. Like I watched him grow up
Mm-hmm.
at the same time as me. Like he started by dancing around in the middle of Apple stores
Mm.
and currently stands as one of the largest pop stars stemming from Australia.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just watching him grow the way he has, oh my god, it fills my heart in a way that like I'm like it's like watching your best friend succeed.
Yeah.
Like that kind of
Yeah.
genuine joy that you feel when you watch them succeed and be so happy and fulfilled with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of feeling where it's like, wow, I love and appreciate you so much, and I'm so happy to see you do well.
Yeah. Relatable. Relatable. That was fun. Just seeing that whole grind from for a bunch of YouTubers, kind of just doing their thing and then seeing things happen for them, and then the struggle of like YouTube versus Hollywood, all that kind of stuff, mainstream. That was interesting.
Yup.
And such a cool time. So that was fun for sure.
Yeah.
I follow like a lot of the people that a handful of people I followed started like or blew up. Like I discovered, I mean, Ariana on the show. Uh, was she on another show before Wasn't it Victoria? No, was it
It
Victorious?
was
Or
Victorious.
was there another show? No. Okay.
Nope, it was Victorious.
And I started watching, and then I was like, I looked her up on YouTube, and I was like, oh shit. And I was just kind of following her there, and she was super chill. Then I went to her like first listening party. It's pretty much like a mini concert of her first album. And I was like, yo, like she's so talented. And I was like, I've never heard. Granted, I've never been to a concert of any kind, but I was like, I've never heard someone sing so well, in real life. Um, so she blew up. Tori Kelly blew up. BTS blew up.
Oh my god, Sarage, my heart.
Like all these people just watching, whether they're
When did you
YouTubers or
start
musicians.
picking up on BTS?
Not too long. I think it's 2006, 2016. I want to say like fall of 2016. Not today, or something was probably around that time. Or
Really?
maybe if it wasn't not today, the song that got me was Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Um,
Ah,
yeah,
oh, oh, what an interesting first song.
cause
For me, it was "Boys Love Fun."
that's like older. Yeah, I didn't know. Like I was so out of. I wasn't really into the K-pop scene, and I was hearing a few songs.
Yeah.
My cousin was kind of just a nut for all K-pop everything. But when I heard Blood, Sweat, and Tears, I just really enjoyed it. Then I just started jumping into the other stuff, and I was like, they're different. I don't know what it is. And mind you, I'd only heard like a few other songs that was like popping at the time, but I was like, they're different. I was like, not sure why. Started reading comments and watching all this stuff, and eventually I just got into them. You know, the message, the people talking about stuff. I think what captivated me that was really dope was just them not being from the big three. And I was like, this is interesting. It's like, I like your sound. You guys are cool. And then I started to learn. I was like, oh, you're working with some of my favorite choreographers. Okay. So,
Yep.
but I'm like, I'm
Yep.
not surprised, but okay. So it's just, and they were just getting really successful. And I was like, you guys are so good. So yeah.
Yeah, I jumped in during "The Most Beautiful Part of Life" Part 1.
Wow. OG.
Not as OG as I could have been.
No,
My
yeah, of
first ever
course.
K-pop song was in 2009. It was Suju, Sorry Sorry.
I don't even know that song.
Oh
My first K-pop exposure was Taeyang and Big Bang. So when they were kind of on
my
the come
heart.
up.
Oh my god. I've literally been listening to I just did that math right now. I've been listening to K-pop since I was 8 years old. Why? What? What? Why? Someone tell me.
So you said 2009, right?
Yeah.
I think for
Because my
me,
birthday's in 2001, so whatever year it is, my age is one less than what the year was. So if it's 2011, I was 10. If it's 2016, I was 15. Because
oh shit.
it makes figuring out timelines really efficient.
Easy, yeah, that is easy. I think it was 2010, 2009 or 2010. I want to say 2010 that I probably started listening to Big Bang and Taeyang. If it wasn't 2010, then it was 2008, but I feel like it was 2010.
My heart. Ah.
That scene, man, it's so crazy to see stuff blow up like that. So many things that blew up from YouTube to the K-pop scene is now huge to um, live streaming's become a thing. I remember I was like, "Yo, live streaming isn't a thing yet. It's gonna be," and I was like trying to be like a pioneer on like certain websites and stuff. It's so funny that she's calling because I said her name. What could she want? Sorry. Hello?
Anna,
What's up?
are you live streaming with Ethan?
In a few minutes?
Where is he?
We're doing it online.
He's at my house.
Why?
We're gonna go. You're not going to get to your house in 10 minutes. 3 minutes.
I'm so
Why don't you just go to
confused.
Thomas' house? They are gonna see you anyways. Come on. Tell him to go to your house.
I thought he said he couldn't come over.
Huh?
So I thought
He's down the street!
I know he's down the street.
I have to be home by 10:30. That's 40.
Well, it's 9:57, so when do you get a live stream?
You're driving! Ow, dog! That's the last straw to you.
Okay. Well, I'll just message.
Hi, Fatima.
I'll message him, and we'll see.
Exactly. Wait a minute, she's moving. What did you say?
Alright.
What's going on? Okay.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay. Thank you for informing me.
Bye, Mahana.
Bye. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna stream with him in a few minutes or when he gets home. Or when you get home. Yeah, and now like streaming's a huge thing, and esports is one of the biggest things in the world, and the fact that we even call it sports, and the fact that it's like a team is sponsored by Nike, and you have Scooter Braun and Drake in the game, and Gary Vee's gonna jump in the game. Like, it's crazy. There's so many great things.
So many great things.
Yeah, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, I know there's it's good and bad to everything. I'm more in favor of all this stuff than not, just because it's so cool to see people just getting more informed. Not everyone's making that like decision, but just the overall being informed, having more role models, finding people, that look more like us, finding people that we can relate to. It's easy access, the price, like entertainment's free aside from having to pay for the internet. Like, it's just so cool how everything happened, and I love it so much. And I'm really appreciative of it. Obviously
Me
the
as
rest
well.
of the world's not going to use it in the best way, but if we can lead by example, then yeah. I mean, I'll get concerned about my students too. I don't know how they live their lives outside of class, but you out here saying like these kids, like their phone is like their hand. It's like, what?
Yeah. I also find it so fascinating that people will relate to or try and relate their lives to the lives of these grown ass men who grew up in the darkest parts of America, like the real hoods and stuff, and they'll listen to their like rap music and shit, be like, dude, I totally relate. Like, to a certain degree, I understand how you can vibe with a song and be like, that line hits, but please don't try and pretend like you are now suddenly that person,
Yeah.
because you're not. Shout out all the little white boys that walk around my school with all kinds of stuff and just throw the N-word out there like it's no issue. Like, please, you're not 2 Chainz. Stop it.
I don't think that'll ever change.
I don't either, but I don't know. It's not my favorite thing.
It's just
How-
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'll
I don't know.
always just come down to, like what's popular at the time, and if that stuff can get more exposure than the other stuff. So when I think of popular, I think of Fortnite. And like what that has done culturally to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, that's how
Yeah.
big stuff is. It's done stuff to everybody.
Big time. Big changes. Big time, big changes.
That's so wild. I used to get confused too, cause like I was super almost completely ignorant to Fortnite. Like I knew about PUBG and how that was on the come up and that was pretty hot, and then this game was coming out, unleashing a new battle royale, and it was like a duel between Fortnite and PUBG, and I was like, huh, this will be interesting. I didn't really know too much about Fortnite, but when I started like hearing like Fortnite dances and or seeing stuff, I'm like, this is from Fortnite. Like my students would show me stuff. I'm like, I'm so lost. I thought this is like a battle royale. Why are you dancing? Like that confused me. I was like, is it a song now too? Is it like what's happening? And then to see that it's just like it's involved. It's everything. And it's like, whoa, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. Fortnite is something that literally has consumed my workplace personally because I work at a facility for kids.
Yeah.
I work at an air park.
Mm-hmm.
So kids come in wearing Minecraft and Fortnite shirts all the time, and we even have an Xbox that we set up in one of the party rooms during teen night for kids to play Fortnite on.
Damn.
That draws in a lot of like kids, and I'm like, what? Like, we have dodgeball at Blitz, and they will literally, a game will end, and like 4 or 5 of them will just stand there while I try and be like, hey guys, game's over, you gotta leave the courts so we can start a new one. They'll just stand there and like floss and do the like dances and stuff. I'm like, live your best life, but also we gotta move on. So
Yeah.
like, it's so funny. Also, just I don't know. My brothers compare it to COD a few years ago
Yeah.
because that's what it was for them.
Mm-hmm. COD was huge. Everyone played that. Little kids, big people, all the girlfriends and girls were playing COD. COD was huge. Were you not a part of that wave?
I was too young. I was still playing in the dirt.
Because there was plenty of little kids playing, and it was ridiculous. It was so bad. The
My
community
brothers
was so
wouldn't
bad.
let me play
Yeah.
because they were like, "Yo, you're gonna mess it up. You can't do this." I was like, "All right, well."
Yeah. Oh man, those are fun times. That was like, there was for me in high school. It was YouTube, dancing, and Call of Duty. Those are the 3 things. That was my life. So if I wasn't doing school stuff, if I wasn't watching YouTube videos, I was playing COD or dancing. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting balance. So much raging, so bad, but so funny. Um, yeah, like the game would just. I remember, and I remember this clearly too. My cousin, he was young, and as he was kind of working his way into the game, he was kind of like quiet. And then as time started to pass, he'd always be cussing and be like loud. I was like, whoa, like I don't know what this game does to people, but it does it to everybody, and it's so funny.
Yeah,
I was like,
I get that way quite a bit. I would watch. So since they wouldn't let me play, I would watch. And now I'll play games with my boyfriend. We'll play games of like Naruto Storm 4.
mm-hmm.
I will literally get so amped up. I will start like yelling so loud. I'll be like, "No, you it's like just throwing. I don't want to swear on your stream. I don't
Yeah,
That's the thing.
it's okay.
But
It doesn't matter.
okay. I'll be like, you bitch, like, like screaming. And then if I lose, I will literally not even look at him. I won't even look at him. I'm like, I hate you so much right now. Because it's like one-on-one combat stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny though, because we'll just laugh about it afterwards. Because I can't hold a straight face for more than like 4 minutes tops. Like,
Yeah, I'd say fighting games are worse. I don't know. It's like 2 different types of frustrations. You play any shooters or have you?
No, I've looked at it and I've concluded that I'm way bad. I'm so bad. So I just don't.
Yeah, it's so different the feeling because I grew up playing fighters, but then as I got older, I started playing shooters, and so the difference is like you can kind of see what's happening when you're fighting someone. So it's just about really understanding your character and like theirs and just doing your best, and it feels tangible. Whereas
Yeah.
like a shooter is like you can just get taken out from nowhere, and then when you get to see your death, you're like, that was so dumb. Like
Yeah.
you're not even good.
Yeah. I would play World War II with Kamatha
Yeah.
from the team.
Hmm.
I would be so livid. I would be like, you have been playing this for so long. You can't even give me a pass. You suck. Like, I would be so mad. I'd be like, I couldn't even see you. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like, I would, oh. Eventually, I just threw my controller. I was like, nope, done, out, bye, going to the kitchen.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a whole other level of frustration. Um, I do. I could still play those kind of stuff. I'm over here like I have a PC that's built for this stuff. I just don't really play. um,
Yeah.
tech.
My favorite type of video game, though, is storyline ones, like Undertale.
You've played that. I have it. I've never touched it. I have the
Please
game.
play it. Oh my whole heart, please play Undertale.
It's one of those games. I know. It's one of those games that's like huge and has like a cult following, and it's so cool. Yeah.
I live for Undertale.
I have it. Do you have it? Like, do you own it?
Yes. And I love it so much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do have it. It's one of those games that I'll get to. It doesn't take that long to beat, right? Maybe a few hours.
Well, I mean, no, not at all. It takes like quite a bit of time because if you're trying to beat it within only a few hours, you're not indulging the game. There is so much packed into this game that if you're beating it in a few hours, you have barely even grazed the top of the content that's within it.
Okay.
Because there's so many hidden things and hidden adventures.
I see. Okay, it's one of those.
Yeah. Everything is so deeply intertwined within itself. There's not a single loose leaf. It's
Wow.
fascinating. It is so good. Oh, I love it so much.
Would you say that it has influenced you in some way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's affected my way of writing quite a bit because it's so thorough in its making and its storyline, and every single tree that you pass in this game has some sort of context. That is how deeply they literally like wrote this whole thing out. Every single character matters, every single detail, like every pixel has like its purpose. And that's really influenced the way I write my books because I started writing when I was like, I don't know. I wrote my first book in the first grade and I printed it out in a little binder and I gave it to my librarian. Like, and then I backed away from everything for a while. And then for the past like 1 year now, I've been writing 2 books based off of writing assignments from my sophomore English class. And prior to I started playing this in that time that I was backed away from everything. So when I would write when I was like younger, I literally had no idea what I was doing. I would have an idea, but when I tried to put it on paper, could not do it for my life. I would literally just be like, this is what happens. There's no conflict, no plot line, like shorter story, like 1 page, maybe. And I'd be like, that's not what I wanted at all. Consistency. And then I grew a little bit, still no consistency. I played this game and it showed me literally how thorough all of the characterizing and like context was to everything. I was like, I understand now. It made me understand how to put out my ideas and how much the consistency of a story matters and how much it can influence. And since then, I started my character logging. That's why I'm able to write two at the same time and not be worried about like holes. So, yeah. Cheers.
That's so epic. So the writing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what to expect from this game besides the fact that, like, I mean, I've seen things here and there about, like, the randomness of it, but it's just done well. Like, it's smart, and it's, like, charming and stuff, you know? I mean, you know, I don't know, so...
It's so good! Oh, I love it so much.
Could it ever be made into, like, a cartoon or an anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be epic. Oh my god. That would be sick. Ah! I called tips on being undying. Anyways.
Oh, shit. Okay. I wonder if the community has asked for that ever. Someone could
I don't follow the fan base because the fans kind of ruin it for me. I like to just indulge with it myself.
Yeah.
So.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll play that game sooner than later.
Please do. Oh my god. Please do.
I'm gonna check out. Is my mouse alive? Okay, yes, it is. So, I have Steam. And do you have a game system? Or are you...
You mean like an Xbox or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my boyfriend's Xbox One.
Okay. Just wondering. Once you go PC, you never go back. That's not true. Unless you're the only time is if you're into exclusive for other platforms. I'm just not much of a gamer and I haven't followed anything. But PC kind of covers most of what you need. Most. And then you just get a Switch and then you're all set. Yeah, I have 60 games. 60? Not really. I have like add-ons and stuff.
Do you have Cuphead and Mugman?
No, but I think I know what you're talking about.
That game. I'm obsessed with that purely within the aesthetic itself, not even including good the game it was developed. Like, oh my god. That's another killer for me.
Good to know. You said Cuphead and...
Mugman.
Undertale. I played Undertale for 16 minutes. Once. Okay. It's Steam. Like, have you played anything on Steam before?
Huh?
Have you played anything on Steam before? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay. There was one game. I'm into like strategy games that involves taking down an opponent or something. I love that kind of stuff.
Why haven't you played Undertale yet? Ah! Okay.
The last game I touched, besides I would once in a great while I'd play a zombie shooter, which I've spent the most time on. Pretty much mastered that. It's a game called XCOM. I played 2 days worth, and I literally put in 27 hours. And that was just because I was like, I'm so into this for no reason. And I was like, they got me. And then I stopped because I was like, I put in 27 hours. I'm gonna stop. I need to do other things. I would stay up mad late and just playing it until the sun came up, and I was like, this is. And actually, I was also in a phase of like I was trying to find balance internally, because I'm a work person, so I was just like focusing on the dream. But I was like, but I do like video games, so if I want to find balance, let me play video games. And then I was like, wow, I really like games like this, and so I haven't found that balance. I don't have a natural like. That's not true. I don't know. I don't play much games, but I do enjoy strategy. I think I've always enjoyed strategy, and even when I talk to people, I almost feel like a part of me like strategizes on some level, maybe. It used to just be more intense before, because I kind of just want to get to the victory, you know. I guess, if that makes sense. I like card games. Deck building card games are fun for me. I like that a lot. I don't know if you've ever gotten into any of that, like a Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic.
I did. I was really, really into Pokemon, and I dabbled in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, that kind of stuff. I'm also a huge fan of. Huge fan. And I've played Pokemon a little bit, that Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. Not during the serious times, which it is like today. And then some other things that most people haven't heard of. And it's so fun. It's like, I enjoy it more than, I think I enjoy it equally as much as I enjoy talking to people. And so, cause like, I'm like, okay, like I like playing video games, depending on what it is. If it really gets me, it gets me. But the difference is just sitting there and interacting with someone, using something. There's no screen, which makes it feel really nice. And I'm like, I never pay attention to my phone. I'm just like focused on like, all right, what's the best thing I can do? Seeing what they're doing, responding. And then just like, because I used to play this game that was really fun, and I used to go to tournament shops and stuff. I would bring my cousins and my brother, and it was so communicative, and like we would bond all together and just like help each other out, like meeting new people, like having the exchange there, and then just looking forward to seeing each other every week. And it was just so different. I was like, this happens over like a game that's like not digital, and it's so cool. It feels so good and I'm like using muscles that I don't use as much. Like, I'm here, we're being present and just listening and stuff. It's so different from really being analytical and being cautious of all your moves and trying to do your best. It's so interesting, but I like the muscles that it flexes in my brain. It gets me going in a different way. Yeah, I like it. That's kind of a spiel on games. And okay, Ethan's ready to go. So
Aw, snap.
yeah, I'm excited to stream with the other Ethan, because I've never had a conversation with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
I mean, I know you know him. I don't know him at all, to be honest. So yeah, so yeah, these are always
Yeah.
chill. I love just talking and listening and feeling your energy, and I'm glad that
I feel like I'm really loud.
like like
Like my voice is just a very loud voice. Like my presence is very loud.
I wouldn't say loud. I would just say like you're just vocal, you're good. There are some people that are loud, and I'm like, you're loud. Like, you're not loud, like you're good. You project. I'm chilling. So unless I'm like super hype and I'm like talking, that doesn't really happen too much, because like I'm not on like a stream of thought that needs to like, yeah. So then I'm just chill.
That's what I am. I'm constantly just.
Yeah, I don't know. I think naturally I choose to just be more chilled and like crazy energetic. But I think it depends on the environment too. Like when I went to California, I was more like that, and then when I came back, I still had that, and then I kind of just mellowed out.
Ah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
For some reason, I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I don't know.
I have it in me, and I always think of like reserve energy just in case something happens, and I'm just like, oh no.
There you go.
You're funny.
Thanks. I try.
Okay. So, if someone just said, "Hi, how's it going?" Michael, Twitch TV. We're actually about to end this stream and we're gonna start a new one. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I'm doing this until 12. So, Carmen says, well, I mean, you can see what Carmen is saying and doing.
Hey. What's up, brother?
But if you're still here, it's going well. It's great. I love my life. And I know she does too.
Heck yeah.
Anthony joined the stream on Facebook because you're a noob, and he just left. Okay, it's all good. Anyway.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you can know we drop the schedule again tomorrow, aka in a few hours. So if you're gonna book me again, I always enjoy your presence and your energy and your time. So.
Word up.
Yeah.
Have fun on the next stream with Ethan.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.